Here's everything you need to know as a new player in Yeeps. Let's go. So when you immediately load into the game, you're going to be overwhelmed by a lot of stuff. But the first thing you should do is immediately click your left menu button. Click it once, and then it'll be a 5-page setting menu. I'll tell you exactly what settings you're going to want. You're going to want to turn on smooth turning on, joystick turning and joystick rolling to left and right. Next, you're not going to need any of this. You should probably keep on music and voice chat, just a recommendation. Then on the 4th page, or if you have epilepsy, go to the 4th page. You should probably get epilepsy safety, but that's okay. You don't really need it. On the 5th page, you're going to want to turn on more belly bubbles, turn on quick craft in play mode, and quick craft in creative mode. This will make it so you can kind of quick craft some items by just... This means you can quick craft items by just pressing your thumb button and then picking it up normally. And you have 2 of them. But you have to own both items, so. The next thing you're going to want to do is go down to the Mega Shop, which is kind of this like mole hole when you first load in. So once you make it in, you're going to see 2 things. 1, this bundle that you don't need to buy, and 2, tech webs. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to the green tech web and look at everything that's on here. Choose out your favorite items. If you're more of a builder type of guy, you're going to want some blocks to start off. So what I would recommend is getting some woods. If you're more of an adventurer, I'd get some gadgets, like umbrellas and fireworks, that have to move around and float. There's also some free items here if you want to try some out, such as the frisbee and the firework. I'm a terrible frisbee thrower. There we go. If a fighter, you might want to get the boxing gloves, the bats, or over here you can get explosive and pellet guns. You're also going to want a movement item, so I recommend going to the Snow Tech web and getting either the grappler, which are for Spider-Man like Yeeps, or a sled. Both of these are great gadgets because the sled can slide you around like crazy, woo! And the grappler can move you around like Spider-Man by just pressing down your button and swiping. If you really like PvP, you can head over to the ocean biome, where you can get a sniper and a shotgun. And they're pretty good weapons if you ask me. Watch out! That was cringe. But you may be wondering, all of this stuff is pretty pricey, and you only start with 500. So what is the best ways to get buck coins, you may be asking? Well, one great way is buying the bundle or just buying buck coins in general. It also could be pretty pricey for some free-to-play players. One way is claiming your daily streak every day and doing all these quests. They're pretty easy and will take you like 5 minutes, and they get you 200-ish buck coins, so do it. The next method is playing these mini games. They might take like a few days, weeks to complete, but at the end they pay out really good. I paid out with like 10,000 buck coins extra, and they get you some pretty good items, so win-win situation. The next way is by going over to adventure mode, going into Gnome Capital and doing these every week. They're pretty easy. You get 500 buck coins from just selling a few diamonds, and all of these quests can get you a lot of stuff. That's a big kind of poop. A bonus way is doing some of your achievements when they can get you a few, especially if you do some of the easy ones like I'm Speed and Bime Bingo. And all of these, especially these, they're pretty easy because you just gotta unlock a few items and do some basic quests. And there you go, a lot of free buck coins. Now that we've gone over how to get buck coins, here are a bunch of good things you probably need. The first one is your weapon, which there's a lot of weapons, but here are 2 of the best ones that are for anyone to get. If you're looking for classic PvP, you should probably get the bat. It's very cheap compared to the other ones, and even you can get some good stuff like the boxing glove or pellet gun from it. And it's pretty good. You can just hit things and people, and does pretty good damage compared to other items. If you're looking for a more advanced PvP weapon, then I recommend coming over here, getting shotgun or sniper. They're both pretty expensive, but they have good payout as they're great items. They both do a lot of damage, and they're both really cool in PvP maps, but they're pretty pricey, so yeah. So if you don't have a lot of buck coins and you like classical PvP better, I'd choose the bat. But if you have a lot of buck coins to spend and you like advanced PvP and trick shotting, I'd choose the shotgun. Next, you're going to want your special PvP weapon. And I actually have 3 prime candidates for this, so let's go show you them. The first 1 or 2 is the snowball and freeze bomb. They freeze people, pretty simple, there's nothing more to that. You can hit them while they're frozen, and that's basically it. They're pretty good. The next one is this black hole bomb. It literally summons an entire black hole and pulls people and items in. So in my opinion, it's really OP because you can crit people out when they're in that black hole, and it's actually really good and underrated. So the next one is really a block or a genre. It's a turret, because turrets are pretty good in tower defense and they're pretty good PvPers, but they are pretty pricey to place down and because there's a lot of them you have to get. But just buying the basic turret is pretty good. Plus you get the stuffed mortar turret, or the cannon turret, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, pretty good in my opinion. You should probably actually get both, because if you look over here, it's literally the first thing on the snow tech web, and it only costs 100 buck coins to get. You can get that right off the bat, and I recommend you do, because it's pretty cheap, pretty easy to use, pretty fun to use, pretty OP to use. Then the turrets are a pretty good late game item, but also pretty good for fun games like tower defense and stuff. I recommend getting both. They're both pretty cheap in general. Well, not this one, but this one's Snowball's pretty cheap. This one's pretty good. They're both good. Win-win. Go get them both. Next one you're going to want to get is a primary movement item. And I have 2 prime candidates, and y'all probably know what both of them are, so let's go. I'm not even going to get both because this was a given. The first one's the grappler, which basically lets you swing like Spider-Man, and it's really cool. And I love it. Everyone should love it. Then the next one is the wing. You can basically fly with this. And yeah. It's pretty OP. You just flap your arms and you can fly basically anywhere you want. There's upsides to both of them. The upside to the grappler is, right now there's actually a code you can get where you buy the grapplers. You get a free golden reskin of the grappler, which looks sick, by the way. I don't remember. The code is best gadget. So BEST GADGET. You get a golden reskin. But the grappler is pretty pricey to get, like 4,000 dish. But I'd say it's really worth it, so you should get that. On the other hand, we got the wings, which are also like 4,000 dish to buy, but don't give you another golden reskin, unfortunately. But they do give you something else called the air grabber, and it's exactly what it says it is. Pretty cotton, pricey to use, but if you're a builder, you should probably get this. Now, I'm not going to say which one you should buy. This is up to you. If you're a builder, I recommend you get the wing. If you're an explorer, I recommend you get the grappler. They're both really great items. They're both pretty expensive items, so there's no really wins. Just depends which one you like more. You get both if you're very expensive like me. Next you're going to want is a secondary movement weapon or item, gadget, whatever, which is pretty easy to choose. It's either the umbrella or the firework. I can't buy the firework, but umbrella or firework. Umbrella lets you fall like an umbrella. The firework, like, launches you, as I already showed. But, yeah. Both really good. Both get the portal gun on the way, portal ball. Yeah. My opinion, you should get the firework, but it's completely up to you. Fireworks just overall better movement. If you have grapplers or wings, pretty good. The final necessity that you're going to need is a fun item. An item that you have fun with. Now, this is completely up to you. What I recommend is doing exploring all the tech webs, maybe ask somebody for some items, go to free blocks, check out some gadgets. It's all really cool. It's all up to you what you want. I'll give you guys some suggestions though. So my first suggestion is a transformer gun. Instead of getting the shotgun and the sniper, you should just get this, because look what it is. Sniper. Look what it also is. Shotgun. It's really cool. Had a sick animation. And whoever made this needs a raise. Not you. The next item is the propellers. And they're not really good at first because you have to be underwater. But if you pair this with a sled, you can make a car driving in my car right after a beer. The next item is really cheap. It's called the bomb detonator. Yes, the bomb detonator. Nobody expected this. If you're an evil dictator, you can just set off bombs. You can place as many as you want. Don't lie at everyone's game though, because that's not very nice. But yeah, but that's your guide on everything you should know as a Yeeps player. I hope this is good and can get you started up and get you some good items. But anyways, thank you for subscribing. Wait, no, that's not what I'm supposed to say. But anyways, please like and subscribe because this is going to take a very long time to edit because, well, the final version you're seeing is probably pretty clean. But this video is, I've been recording for like an hour because I did basically all of the mini games, like all the pet mini games. I was calculating the prices and stuff and percentages, and I was doing math. I'm not old enough to do percentage. Well, I am, but just subscribe, please. Like and subscribe. But it'll really help me out. I'm trying to get Lab Rat or Star Creator, but we all know that's not happening. But I'm trying to get Lab Rat and stuff. So please just like and subscribe. I changed my channel name, by the way, and my avatar. I hope you like it. But anyways, bye!